Oh, for God's sake, clothes shops, really? I hate
Well,
those
that's
places.
how else. Well, that's how else are we gonna get a dress we're in?
Go to a charity shop.
That's a shop still.
But the
Also,
Yeah, but it's not just clothes.
small village in the old time lives. Choices are limited.
Okay, seriously, I've hated clothes shops since I was a kid. They're boring.
did a clothes
They
shop
are
kill your
boring.
Well, if
mother?
it helps,
Oh.
well, if it helps you, if it helps you, Dibs, Matthew doesn't like them either, as you're about to see.
So anyway, welcome back to Anne of Green Gables. We're doing episode 27. Matthew and the clothes shop.
It's an edition of chapter 25 of the book. Matthew insists on puffed sleeves.
Huh.
I mean, that's a more exciting.
Very
name.
direct.
Okay, that's a more exciting name than Matthew and the clothes shop. So well done.
Well, let's check it out.
Well done,
You
author.
start before the opening of the episode.
Exactly. All right, everybody, you know how it is. 3, 2, 1, click. All right.
Also, checkout because we're shopping.
Yes. In the meantime, Taylor, I actually have something to add that I wanted to correct it because I actually should have told you something when in the commentary of the previous episode. You were talking about how the additions, like the teacher being made cooler by playing ball with the kids, was like non-intrusive and stuff like that. So I actually wanted to talk about that here. Here's how Lucy describes Miss Stacy in the book, and I quote: Miss Stacy was a bright, sympathetic young woman with a happy gift of winning and holding the affections of her pupils and bringing out the best that was in them mentally and morally. If you remember, this is an actual line of narration that's in the episode itself. They just like all the others. So it's a combination too. They put in the line of narration that copies the book, but at the same time add more. That's basically how it is. So technically, what Lucy writes is still in here. Takata just is adding more to it.
Okay.
To make the characters richer. So that's the basic gist of it. All right, so guys, let's put an introvert who can't talk to women in a clothes shop.
Let's see what wacky hijinks can ensue.
Oh boy.
The part of Matthew Cuthbert will be played by Adam Sandler.
It's gonna be interesting, honestly, to see an entire chapter dedicated to Matthew.
Would you prefer Rob Schneider, Pedro?
Yeah.
Anyway,
you would?
You would? Dang.
It's the thing. Like, since Matthew is an introvert and barely speaks, Lucy knew that the way to properly flesh out him better would be to put him out of his element, rather than just have him
provide that kind of conflict.
Yeah. What we were getting at was that, wait, you prefer Rob Schneider to play Matthew over Adam Sandler?
No, thank you. I don't want Rob Schneider anywhere near this work. Thank you. I mean, for as much as I don't like anything, at the very least, they got proper, appropriate actors for the roles, at least.
I'll give Adam Sandler this. He's better than Schneider.
Oh,
that I can agree too. Remember rehearsing for the concert.
Of course. I'm sure everyone loves their roles.
That is true. Posing is important.
My foot still hurts, you insensitive bitch!
At least you have. At least be the consolation that you have no chances of becoming the Grinch.
Oh no! The shoes are all wrong! This is a crisis!
You joke like that, Jova, but probably if it was a side activity in a Yakuza game, it would be treated exactly like this.
True. Yeah, it would.
Is that licorice?
Yes, eat that. That'll help you.
Oh God!
It's like the eat a sneakers meme.
Oh God! For a moment, I thought she was going to suggest that they bind her feet.
Eat a Snickers. You're not yourself when you're hungry.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, door rugs weren't a thing yet.
Yeah.
Another long day. I had to clean up. I got to clean the cows.
Oh, that's
like,
pretty
5
neat.
times.
I don't remember. Okay, I can imagine this kind of tool was a thing, but I actually didn't knew that. Until now, still pretty cool.
Uh-oh.
Girls.
Even the camera angle is obliquous. Oh my god. This is not Alfred Hitchcock.
Don't you see, girls are to him what birds are to people in that movie.
If you don't move, they won't see you.
And if they do
Canadians
see you, then they'll
vertigo.
swarm you. Hooray!
And there was much rejoicing.
And as King Arthur.
That's basically what. Yeah, that like I said, this is the best way of showing, because since Matthew's an introvert, obviously his primary character difficulties, of course, leading with that aspect. Oh, I love this bit here.
She can tell.
Matthew.
Jesus Christ, that dead-eye stare.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Why are you curling in a fetal position in the closet?
Women.
Because I lost control of my life.
Honestly, things have just been getting weird around here ever since Anne moved in.
She was starting to infect Matthew.
Damn! Damn! And jeez!
Sharp tongue.
I feel it's like
not that important.
not so long as I make sure that my part in the play is played perfectly. Her feelings do not matter. Trample over them. Crush them to bits if
Remember,
you need to.
Jova, facts do not care about your feelings.
Oh, dang, Anne. You're moving up that corporate ladder, I see.
Again, brilliant career potential as a lawyer.
Nah, teachers that don't care about your feelings are pretty common. She's going for the right profession.
Damn.
Oh.
Oh boy, Anne's crying again.
I wonder if it's... Okay, to be honest, I don't remember it, so I'm asking this question legitimately. I wonder if it is setting up a potential, cry wolf situation.
No.
Okay.
Oh god, imagine.
In the sense that in the sense that she might accidentally just injure herself again, but because they believe she's rehearsing, they do not think that she's actually. Oh my god!
And will not injure herself any further for the rest
And we
of the
just
story.
got an insight into Matthew's psyche.
Fortunately, Lucy realizes that doing that again would be redundant. So.
Sure.
I was always thinking it might be that somebody was trying to kidnap her, but they just think she was acting with the sound of the screams.
I love Matthew's eyes.
Blame the colorist.
That would be Merilla picking dull-colored fabric, though.
Yeah.
That's wrong, Gables.
It's just the way it was worded was a bit odd.
Okay.
But it's only 5 o'clock in the evening.
Well, he
Whatever.
works from he gets up early in the morning to do farm work.
Yeah.
So
Early
actually,
bird.
it wouldn't be that out of the question for him to go to bed at that time. Actually,
Well, okay, I think it's shared with the. Oh God, it's there. It's shared with the rest of the world waves, but there's a way of saying in my country that says, for a person like this, goes to bed with the chickens and wakes up with a rooster.
I actually really like this particular, like Jeff said, yeah, this is one of the Matthew focused episodes, and I actually really like his realization. Yeah, but why does Merilla just keep her dressing so plainly? I mean, surely we can get her something nicer. Because like even Matthew, who of course doesn't understand anything about these things, even he can realize that.
He's having some 3 a.m. thoughts.
The best kind of thoughts. Oh boy, 3 a.m.
It's time to suffer.
This is actually one of the things that I particularly love about the way Lucy writes her characters. Like, even though being a suffragette, obviously she wants to really have strongly defined female characters. She still thinks there's nothing wrong with having traditionally feminine traits. Like liking to wear dresses and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually really like the fact that she's not like all in one aspect or the other. She achieves a healthy balance of the two.
Oh shit!
You can do it.
Cue,
Come on, Matthew, you can do it.
Fight the pain.
Cue one of the post-credit scenes from Inside Out.
Oh my God.
Matthew, just say hello.
Girl.
Girl.
Yeah, that's basically what's going on in his mind right now.
I'm surprised that she knows him. That implies that he's been out here enough for her to recognize him.
Remember, Joe, it's a small town, so then it's one of those where everybody knows each other.
Pretty much. If I recall correctly, even he's still on an island anyway on Canada.
Mm-hmm. There's Avonlea specifically too. It's not the whole island; it's just Avonlea in particular that this takes place in.
You know,
I wonder when the actual dub of Anna Green Gables was recorded.
Well,
South Africa.
Leafy Studio. I have tried searching Leafy Studios, which is the name of the studio that did this. I couldn't find anything. They were made way before the internet was a thing, and I'm guessing by the time any possible website would exist, probably the studio closed down. So it really is one of those obscure things where there's no trace. So it's kind of hard. But yeah, in order to, he bumbled himself. Oh, I want a rake. There you go.
Wow, does this store sell everything from rakes and gardening supplies to dresses? It's a department store.
That's is it like convenience or department store that you
department
call this one?
Department store. Okay. A convenience store is something like by a gas station or something.
Sure, then it's department then. Yeah, you should pay for that. Yeah, it's the weather.
Yeah, still.
Ah, the good old days where you can get that stuff for just a penny.
Inflation is a bitch, Jova.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in Canada.
He's gonna do it! Come on!
You fight through it.
What's he pointing at?
The dress, obviously.
Are you sure?
I like that detail on the animation where not only does he close his eyes as he points, he even takes a breath after it.
Did Canada use pounds back then?
I don't think so. I feel like this is probably a result of this being made. My guess is because there's probably some kind of problem with whoever translated this.
Yeah, actually, Canada did use a pound until 1858.
Oh, okay. In that
when
case,
does the story take place?
18. I always forget the year. Give me a moment.
Oh boy, Merilla's gonna go into conniptions when she figures out what he
It just says set in the late 19th century.
Yeah, around there.
So that could be before the pound went out, or it could be after.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear.
You're a bad liar.
Oh.
Yeah,
No,
Merilla,
he's telling the truth. He bought a couple of things.
and Merilla is not the kind of person that, you know...
Okay, I found out it did broadcast. This show did broadcast in the UK in 1981.
And what I found out in the meantime of an article that Wikipedia links is that it must have been between the late 70s, well, after the release of the anime, and the 1990s, because South Africa had the fall of the apartheid around the period, so it has to be in a specific time frame.
I actually found an article that compiled a lot of research about it, that they mentioned around the date from the late 80s to the early 90s, sometime around that, but they can't be certain about.
Considering also the quality in general seems to be checking out.
In the meantime, obviously, Matthew needs help, but he can rely on Merilla because, Merilla doesn't approve of this anyway. So he's going to ask Rachel to help him.
So, I can't tell if he's brave for, doing this, or if he's even braver for doing this behind Merilla's back, because even though he's her brother, I don't know if Merilla's going to spare him when she figures out.
Don't worry, Merilla is not going to do anything major. She's going to be disappointed that he...
It's more like he wants to keep it a surprise, but, hiding something from Merilla is not exactly easy.
Well, that's the thing to remember. Like I said, Merilla doesn't approve of this because she doesn't want to feed into Anne's vanity.
Yeah.
So, this will do it. So, but Matthew insists that there's nothing wrong with just having a dress. So.
It's the matter of having a small luxury once in a while. It's still, an humble kind of thought.
I actually do get that feeling from when I was growing up as a kid. Parents wanted to teach me the value of money, so they didn't always give me the most extravagant thing, but occasionally they treat.
Mm-hmm.
And in hindsight, I'm glad they raised me with that, because it told me how to save up well for stuff.
Similar.
That's one of the primary lessons as well that Lucy was trying to transmit with this particular storyline. The fact that it's good not to spoil the kid, but at the same time, you don't have to go to the other extreme.
Oh yeah, like you don't have to live on Buddhism values where suddenly everything material needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Matthew's very brave to be doing this behind Merilla's back, all things considered. Uh-oh. And somewhere Merilla's sixth sense is tingling and saying, somebody wants to pretty up Anne. Not until it's over my dead, cold, buried body.
He really wants to do something nice for Anne.
But does she know which one's the right dress? Because if she doesn't, hijinks may ensue.
It's interesting that we're recording this right now in November because in the current timeline, it's also almost Christmas, so it's going to become a Christmas present for her. So interesting.
Huh.
I wonder if there are any YouTube poops of Anne of Green Gables.
This doesn't
maybe.
really feed
The
itself into...
material is not super known in the first place, Waves.
Let me look.
The anime itself is not like anything now is, so I can see
Well,
some anime poops being made.
Pedro. Doesn't matter how good or bad you are, everything lends itself to a potential for YouTube
I get that, Joe.
poops.
What I'm saying, I get that, Joe. What I mean is that this anime is not well known, not well known outside of Japan. Anime, however, is. So I can definitely see some anime poops being made.
I love Merilla's expression for that show. He's like, "Oh, he looks happier than usual."
Secretly now, secretly.
Literal smuggling of a dress.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no!
Busted!
Unfortunately, he forgot to ask her to keep
No!
You just know everything is shattering inside him. Where's a cardboard box when you need one? Right? Time to flee the country.
Where's it gonna go? England? The US?
Alaska? I think it was still owned by the Russians at this point.
Damn. And now we're seeing why Matthew tried to avoid her, cause holy cow.
Merilla is one of those very practical, pragmatic, like, if the clothes work, they work, basically.
Oh.
Hey, I'm still talking, you know.
Also, that's a lie.
It's still interesting because, despite what we just noticed about both parties, it's interesting because this is still an argument where both sides are correct and wrong at the same time for different reasons. Again, I think we already encountered this kind of situation before for different arguments. So yeah, very interesting.
Lucy was a fantastic writer too. There's never like a basic, oh, this is wrong and this is the right one that you're supposed to side with.
Uh-oh.
But I like the fact that despite this, Merilla still respects the fact that, yeah, okay, this is a surprise, so go keep it then. There you go, see?
Just show me the closet.
I like that Merilla disapproves, doesn't really care much for this idea, but she still respects that Matthew is still entitled to do it if he wants.
Like, at least she's not forcing him to take it back like an evil Disney stepmother.
No. That's not how Lucy writes her characters.
Also, this music sounds Charlie Brown-esque. It's not like you'll explode if you forget anything.
Telling that one is kind of like, dust in the wind.
Oh, there we go.
Fair enough. At least someone is not having 3 a.m. thoughts.
This is the quietest Anna's been in the past 2 minutes.
It's ironic that Anne, of all people, doesn't have 3 a.m. thoughts.
Sometimes she did, we have seen in the past.
Honestly, Matthew, if you smoke that thing too much, you're eventually going to die from it. It's a Christmas miracle!
Winter, yeah, winter has come at last.
And it'll be dealt with very easily. Ain't that right, Shiroi?
I'm not sure what you're trying to reference.
Game of Thrones or A Song of Ice and Fire. Well, specifically Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Game of Thrones.
Never saw it, so...
We might cover it eventually someday.
I just want to wait until the book is over anyway.
Time is once a year.
Yeah,
Every
sure.
critter holds it dear. Hail Satan!
Christmas time is here.
And
oh god, Jova, it really is like the tiny computer whiz kids. It's not just one surprise, it's two more.
Yay!
Yay! And they all lived happily ever after. Except for Kyle, who died of AIDS 2 weeks later.
You know, that was a good episode, seeing Matthew out of his comfort zone. I enjoyed it. Next.
Is she right?
Plot twist is Marilla's only miffed because she got her address too, and it's like, damn it, you one-upped me.
That would be great.
Dale?
Yeah.
Sorry. Is that all you have to say, Shuri?
Yeah, no, that's it.
Oh, again, for me, it's also the fact that this product treats its characters with respect. Connected to also what Jova and Pedro were saying before. I think another strong point is that, again, Lucy, and to an extension, the people behind this anime, yes, and the characters being characters in the first place and not being defined by literally anything else, So it is actually pretty interesting to see this kind of case, especially in today's climate.
That would never happen. That's remember, this is the guy who quit the production of Little Nemo, the Little Nemo movie, by saying, and I'm quoting him, there was no, the protagonist didn't experience any kind of growth throughout the story, because to him, character development is king. You gotta have that. If there's no character development, he's not interested.
Okay,
What's the thing though, Pedro? Who didn't quit that film?
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about his specific reason. The other guys, well, that's another story.
All right, I'll save it more if we actually get to the movie at any point. But yeah, for the purpose of this episode, yes, a pretty good one for me. Next.
Dwebs.
Yeah, it was good.
All right. Yeah, no, I also liked it a lot because it's quite funny, and yeah, I don't have any book trivia for today because yeah, this is pretty much a copy paste job for the most part. I don't really have anything interesting to say because there's not really any major difference, not really. So yeah, that's about it. Tune in next time for episode 28.
The Christmas concert. See ya.
Exactly. See ya.